What's up, blockchain? This is Nick from Truth Blitz. Hope you guys are having a good day. A little late in the day for a video, but nevertheless, let's take a look at the market. So I didn't expect to see Bitcoin and the overall market drop like this again. I just got off the phone with Crypto Blood. He said he just made a video about this and updated the chart. And from what he said, we need to basically breach the $12,000 mark before we start making moves that stay above that line. So right now we're kind of just stuck in that range that we've been in, but it is a perfect time to buy, which is what I am going to do when I get done with this video. I'm going to go load in on a few things. Right now we got $501 billion market cap. Bitcoin dominance 33.8%. So Bitcoin dominance has not gone up. Bitcoin is at 10,066, and let's take a look at some others here. Now EOS 18.45% down, so I will be loading in on more EOS. I'm probably gonna go in on a couple others as well. I'm really wondering. Now let's take a look at NEM here. 160. Okay, so we were at about $172 at its high. Now that has just kept going down, and I don't know if that has to do, if it's just the market and that's why it's doing it, or if that hack really had an effect on the price of NEM, and I'm sure it's both. Now another one I want to talk about is one of my favorites. Pillar has continued to go down, but check this out right here. Man, Pillar saw $1.81 last night, and I believe it was on Cryptopia. So right now we're back down 128. Actually it's still dropping. It was a little bit higher a few minutes ago. So I got my brother in finally to Pillar yesterday. I got him in at 124 last night. So now I think I am going to load in on a little bit more. I do want to talk about Clif High and Omar Bam's conversation with Pillar, and I know Crypto Blood covered it a little bit yesterday in his video, but it's still, I don't know, I know a lot of people still want kind of clarification on what he meant. So let's listen to what he has to say, and then we'll talk about it briefly.
If you can clarify your relative, clarify Pillar relative to Ether's price prediction. So I guess Pillar, or
yeah,
however you pronounce
the Pillar wallet. Okay.
Yeah, how's that doing?
You know,
like
Pillar like a thing that supports a structure, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so all right, we don't usually get numbers. We frequently do get ratios, especially within the data sets relative to the cryptocurrencies. And the Pillar wallet, when it emerges out, will have a spike that will make it a, let me just see if I can clarify it with words that without offering price ranges, that will make it a very serious competitor to both daily price, for Ethereum, with both daily price and total market cap. You know, but which is, that's figured just by the last trade anyway, so it's not necessarily meaningful. There won't be that much money in Pillar, but Pillar will be a real contender there. This is going to,
yeah,
this is the data sets have had the Pillar wallet coming out of this organization as being very well timed. It's had it in the data set since March of last year. We didn't know what we were looking at until June, when we had it really laid out and Pillar started becoming much more active. And now their timing is looking pretty good, because we have that 13.5% of early adopters, part of the population that's going to be moving in, and is even now moving in spite of the, or maybe because of the consolidation.
Yeah, it's actually.
Okay, so now if you watch Crypto Blood's video, what he gathered from what he meant by that was, because he said that it's going to be a contender with Ethereum on daily price and overall market cap, but there's not going to be that much money in Pillar. So what does that mean? It's very convoluted. So what Crypto Blood seems to think it means is kind of similar to what happened last night. So we saw a nice price spike on one exchange on Pillar, and I think it was pretty brief, but it went up to 181, and now look where it is. It's back down in the 128. I think we just looked at it at, yeah, 128. So the other thing is is he talking about Pillar relative to ETH when he first made that statement to Crypto Blood back a couple months ago, when ETH was at 350, I believe it was? Or does he mean relative to the price of Ethereum now? So that is something we are going to need to, I guess, wait and see. I am going to try to gain some more clarification on that. I know Clif does not like to, he's mentioned this before, he doesn't like to talk prices. He doesn't like to go too much into detail because he doesn't want self-fulfilling prophecies. He doesn't want to move the market by what he says, which I totally get that, because there are a lot of people who, if in his position, would most certainly move the market for their benefit, and Clif does not want that to happen. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. When I get more clarification on this, I will definitely make an update video, but like I said, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Quickly, got Bitconnect hit with a second lawsuit. A new lawsuit has been filed in connection with the controversial Bitconnect cryptocurrency investment scheme, the second such case to be filed in the past month. The lawsuit, filed on behalf of Kentucky resident Brian Page, names Bitconnect International, Bitconnect Ltd, Bitconnect Trading Ltd, and Ryan Mason as defendants. Submitted on Monday, Page is seeking to recoup losses incurred within the price of Bitconnect's token, BCC, tanked following the news that the exchange was shutting down its lending and exchange platform. At press time, the BCC token is trading at roughly $6.20, representing a significant plunge given that it traded at above 300 a month ago. So I heard of people saying that, oh, they were able to get their money back. It seems like even with the ship, being that the ship sunk, there's still people who won't admit they got screwed. I don't know if it's because they don't, if they tell themselves they didn't get screwed and everyone else, then they don't feel like they got screwed, so they don't feel as shitty about it, or they don't feel like suckers, or I don't know what it is. But listen, if you got into Bitconnect late, and you didn't at least make back what you put in, you got screwed. All right, so by them refunding people in their shitty token, which is at $6.20, what does that tell you? You know what I mean? I don't know. Just my thoughts on it. But seriously, what does that tell you? It's $6.20. I mean, there's no use for this token. There's nothing. It's nothing. And they said they're going to keep it open and you know, still have the token, and they're going to get it listed on exchanges. For what? What is the point of this thing? It's tarnished now. It's done. If you're still holding Bitconnect tokens, I suggest selling them before it gets even friggin' lower than $6.20. But again, do what you guys want. So I wanted to touch on this briefly. Bitcoin could alter the world, says former U.S. Senator. This is kind of refreshing to hear. Former New Hampshire governor and three-term Senator Judd Gregg has said he believes Bitcoin could alter how the world views currency. In an opinion piece published by The Hill yesterday, Gregg outlined why he thinks people believe in Bitcoin, how Bitcoin could be used, and what it could mean for the global economy. Briefly comparing Bitcoin to gold, Gregg noted that the latter has value because it's rare and widely accepted by banks, while the former is supported primarily by belief of its holders. The key difference is that Bitcoin is not held by central banks at this time, he wrote. Since Bitcoin is not controlled by any nation, government, or central bank, Gregg said, it sounds so good that one is tempted to say, throw in some pixie dust and it's off to Never Never Land. Aww. So, however, that would be too traditional a view. Bitcoin could indeed alter the entire world of commercial transactions. Some people have sufficient belief that Bitcoin or subsequent cryptocurrencies have real value. Then it could usher in a new era, he said, and that would have a staggering potential as a world currency. However, Gregg also noted the importance of the dollar in the world economy today, saying it was difficult to project a time when the dollar will not stand as a core element of world commerce. The ex-senator's comments come at a time when U.S. politicians are awakening to the technological and fiscal possibilities of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. In June 2017, Nevada Senator Ben Kickifer sponsored a new law paving the way for the state's broad bid to attract new blockchain startups. The bill prohibits the taxation of blockchain technology in Nevada, while at the same time recognizing the legality of blockchain signatures. In March last year, a legislative proposal submitted by Maine Senate and sponsored by the state senator Eric Brackey was aimed to create a commission dedicated to studying the use of blockchain alongside paper ballots in elections. So, I talked about Wyoming, specifically trying to be the country's first truly blockchain-friendly state. So, as you can see, there are other states that have positive bills that are being submitted in their legislatures, so having to do with blockchain. So that's a good thing. But to hear that a former U.S. senator has such a positive view and is vocal about it on Bitcoin and the crypto space is very good. He's not the first. However, nevertheless, it's you know, we need more people like that who are either in office or held office to come out and say, you know, how they feel and their thoughts on blockchain and Bitcoin and the crypto space as a whole, if they feel that it's a positive thing like that. Some of them very well may, but don't want to come out and say it because it goes against the grain. It goes against the legacy banking system. It goes against the establishment. So even though they may feel positively about it and think it's a good thing, they're not going to come out public. So kudos to him for that. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Follow me on Twitter at TruthBlitzMedia. Subscribe to the Block Party Podcast official channel. Link is in the description. And I'll see you guys next time.